and how you think the program have improved you, and what you don't like about the program so far.
All right, thank you, sir. The program is great because it's actually, the assignments are taxi, is making you to, begin to adapt to concepts maybe probably you have not heard before. You're able to read it, adapt, go in depth, get more knowledge because you can't write what you don't understand. You can't teach people what you don't understand anyway. So it's taxi and it's helping to keep you on your toes. You make sure you are learning and keep improving yourself. So the program is great and I like it.
So, is there anything you think you don't like about it? Maybe coming from a mentor, like I mean everything. Maybe a
No,
mentor is responsive, or
my mentor she's actually great lady. She she's wonderful. Let me put it that way. She's wonderful. She takes her time. Sometimes she do a one-on-one talk. Once she's online, she responds to your questions. So I'm enjoying the program, sir.
all right, thank you. So, what group would be? That has to be what group?
Okay, Team Cora.
In Kora. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Thank you. So let's hear from Nina.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the program actually. I like is that the way we were a group made it possible for like mentors to give us personal attention. So the attention like is just very good. It's not everywhere you get this kind of attention, somebody to check out your work, review everything you have done. I really enjoyed that.
Okay. So what don't you like?
Actually, really,
Wow. All right. Thank you. So let's hear from Favor. Hi, Favor. Is she here? All right. Let's hear from
It's in my
Soda.
own favor, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any other Favor here? Yeah, you're the only Favor here. But you're not the only Favor though, but you're the only Favor here. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Favor. In whom my favor. So let me be direct now. In whom my favor. We can't hear you if you're speaking. Okay. Okay, let's hear from Haruna. So Haruna, did you get my question?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
No, I just joined the call. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So my question is, what do you like about the program, and what don't you like about the program so far? I want to be able to be very honest because I got some feedbacks, so that's why I just want to hear. I had to pause the class. Let me hear from everyone here to know what they think about the program, the assignment. Starting from I'll get
Okay.
back to your assignments, even your mentor. If your mentor is not responsive, just this is the time to just say it out. So because the reason for the program is to
Oh,
help you level up. So if you don't help me by telling me what you don't like that we can improve on, then it will be difficult. Because why I'm asking right now is we'll probably get into the next stage, and we don't want to probably take the issues we are having now to the next stage, which might affect your learning. So,
all right, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
all right.
First and foremost, I would like to say thank you for this wonderful opportunity because it's really helping a lot of us. Maybe some of us really love writing, but technical writing is kind of different. It's not just like the normal writing where you just wake up and write about your day. So it's kind of different, and we are learning. Personally, let me just speak for myself. I'm learning, and the program have been really helpful to me for the fact that whenever there's schedule for class and all of that, they always come through. Not that they just come through, they always come through with good tutor to make sure that we get something out of the class. So I really appreciate that. It's one thing that I really love about the program. And another thing I love about the program is that I believe, or I've seen that I think since we started, this is the second opportunity you are giving. The first one was you introduced us to Google Season of Dog, like explaining a lot about it and how we can benefit from it. So, and the second one now is the current assignment that we are on. So wherever you are and there's an opportunity, it's a very great place because that's what everyone is looking for. So, talking about what I don't like about the program, personally, I can't figure anything out. But the only thing I would have wished for the program to improve is for the fact that some of us are new to technical writing. I know that most of our mentors are really busy. Maybe they actually have their own job they are doing, and they are trying their best to give back to the community to make sure like there are people that they are also there for, just like people were there for them and all of that. Some of our mentors, I don't know, maybe people were not even there for them, but they are trying to be there for us. So I believe that. But I don't know if there is any way you can find to make it. Though my mentor is doing great, because I can remember like we even had meeting with my mentor and she was asking how we're doing, asking for the how everything has been going and all of that. She create time for us and all of that. But I really wish there is a way we can make more explanation on every assignment that that is given to us. The first one was more straight because it's something that we are used to, something that we're used to. But about this particular that was given to us, though I've been making a lot of research and I've been getting some things and all of that, so I know it's taxing and brainstorming. I know, and I believe that you can consider us sometime that we are having. We also have one or two things that is keeping us busy, aside the fact that we are learning this too. So maybe like throwing more light on some of those things, bringing it like just the way you did in the first assignment that was given to us. I think we had a class and you went forward to explain a lot of things for us, though that was not recorded, but that really helped the assignment. Personally, it helped me because at first I was writing everything. Like I don't even know, I was just writing everything, Android, whatever, Apple, desktop, until you come to like, okay, you say limit it to something that you can handle and push it forward. You throw more light on everything, it really helps. So that is one thing that I really want the organizer, um, the mentor, and everyone to please look into to simplify those problems for us with math. Then it will be left for us to make research and bring it into words. So thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you so much for that feedback. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, the second assignment is there. I did a video to explain it. So I also did a video to explain outside the class. I did a video to explain the first assignment, and there is a video currently for the second assignment too, if you want to. So which is probably what you're talking about. It's already available. So I don't know. Did you subscribe to the YouTube channel?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think I watched the video you spoke about how we should choose our topic to write and the information architecture, how it should be, and follow the table of content. I think I watched the video, not I think I actually watched the video. So what sorry, sir.
Yeah, that was some days ago. So now, like the assignment is a bit different. It's not like the first one. That is, I know, like you said, most of you are new to technical writing, so that's why I gave this assignment. I know maybe most want me to explain more on the. That's why you have your mentors. I know the parts you might really want more explanation is the. So let me open the assignment. See, that should be. Yeah, the table of content side, because I said you have to generate your table of content. Because the first assignment, I brought out table of content and I say you can add more if you want. For this one, there was no table of content, so you just have to figure it out yourself. Which I explained in the video. I've dropped it in the chat, so you can go and watch. And even if it's not clear, maybe at the end of the class, I can still probably just brush through the assignment. If that would be helpful.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you, Haruna. Okay, so let me take one more person before we continue. Let's hear from seeing a few person.
Hi, please can Joe speak? That's Ntoye.
Okay, all right, so then you all right, go ahead. Hi, Joe.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Joe.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Bibi. Thank you for noticing me always. Okay, I heard the question you discussed. So far, the program has been amazing. I won't tell you lie. When I first of all heard about technical writing was from a mentor from the past cohort I joined to learn web development, and she introduced me to technical writing. She said it will help me learn more. Just when you learn, you jot what you're learning down. To You wouldn't be able to forget it. I never knew technical writing is this broad till I came across your tweet on on Twitter and I started following you. So far, my mentor has been amazing. I won't tell you like I always
Who's the
call her my
man?
role model. Um, I'm from Team Coral. She has been
Say
helping us a lot. Like every
that for
time I keep on asking her, you say
what's her name, please?
Chinemere.
Coral.
Chinemere.
She,
Yeah,
yeah, something like that.
all right.
She has been helping us. She explained everything. And when you say somebody pays attention to details, she's one of them because she goes through our work. That last assignment we did, she actually helped me a lot. I started very late, and there's a way we did it. I told her that okay, Marcio, I had a lot I was working on, and I'm starting it. So please just help me. So she said no problem. So while I do my assignment, she go through it because I just added that to my Google Docs. She go through it and she dropped footnotes for me. Like, okay, I'm not doing this thing properly. Go back and explain them. Then there was one time she even had call with us explaining the assignment all over, and it really helped us. So even before I watched your video, I've only gotten was a few mistakes, errors I was making that she was just correcting. And also, I kept on browsing, doing research on technical writing as a whole. And I came across these cohorts as a community. I'm really happy when I saw it on Google. It was something I didn't see before. But currently now I'm seeing it. If you just go to Google and you just type technical writing communities to join, something like that, this cohort will come up. So far so good. This cohort has been amazing and it has been mind blowing. It gives us opportunity to learn more. And I really want to thank you, sir, for taking it upon yourself to make it possible for people like us to have the opportunity to learn. Thank you very much. And thank you all the mentors for giving out your time, your knowledge in improving us and building us up. I really appreciate you and God bless you.
All right, thank you. So what what don't you like about the program so far?
I don't see anything I don't like at all because I believe like this thing learning is all about passion. If you really want to learn something, you have to put in your all. Because most people have burnout when or they feel lonely or bored when they are not actually following and they let whatever they are doing, how do I say it? They take whatever they are doing outside more serious than what they have already started. Because I saw a few people who have already dropped out, and some of them was like, I was busy, I didn't have time. I was like, come on, you signed up for this. Why are you telling me you don't have time? And there's one or two things, and the rest. I said, okay, no problem. That's your reason. Me, I'm always busy. I'm like jack of all trades. I have a lot I'm doing, but that doesn't stop me from following up because it's what I really want. It's my passion. It's what I've developed passion for it. So I don't see anything wrong with it. So far, even the assignments, the teachings, everything has been good. The speakers you brought in are people that most people will see them on YouTube. But this time around, we have opportunity to even ask them questions, like a live call or something. So it's all about opportunities. This call. So I've not seen anything that is wrong. So if anybody is saying they have seen, it's left for them. But for me, I've not seen anything at all. So
All right, thank you so much for being honest. All right, guys. So thank you for your feedback. Maybe I'll try to be fast enough, and I want to get feedback from everyone before going forward because we have our second assignment. And like I said, I got some feedbacks which I really want to, hear from everyone to know how we can improve. The major thing is just for we, because if we improve, you would improve. But if we don't improve, we won't improve. So, all right. So, let me start. So today we're going to talk about content marketing. So I don't have a slide for this. I just want to be fast enough. So I know most of you probably must have heard about content marketing, and you must have heard about the word marketing. Sorry, who is the can you mute? Uh,
Yes, thank you.
can you mute, please? I'll call you later.
No problem.
All right, thank you. Okay, so most of you must have heard the word marketing, and I know you're wondering what is marketing or why marketing should be in technical writing or why there should be a connection at all. But I added it because I know it's going to be relevant because nowadays we have some freelancers. So most of you or some of you might not work full time, or you might work as a freelancer. And one thing I want to let you know is, freelancing is not a bad thing because people think freelancers are people that earn low, they don't earn much. People that earn very high are those that work full time. But the truth is, if you earn as a freelancer, you earn more even than a full time. And the word free in that answer means you have that freedom, unlike the full time worker that doesn't have freedom. They are restricted on what they are doing. Although remote has changed a bit, but there is that rigidness in working full time. So I've worked with some writing agencies. That is the reason why I added this, because most of them might go in the freelance route. So I've worked with some writing agencies, and some of them would want you to, write and add a few things, add some features which is not peculiar to technical writing. Things like SEO. A technical writer shouldn't bother about that on a normal day. It's not supposed to be in your job description. You need to have somebody else to check in for that. But now things have changed, things have evolved, where you check a technical writing job description, you're seeing SEO knowledge, you're seeing content marketing knowledge. You'll be wondering, they want me to know how to work with this programming language, they want me to know how to do this, and at the same time, they also want me to know about SEO. So that is the reason why we have the content marketing. Marketing in a simple time is just making it easier for people to see your product. And when you make it easier for people to see your product, then you now have real customers that will come and buy. If you're selling biscuits and you find a way to make people know that you're selling biscuits in your streets, even in the next street and even in the next state close to you, people come from far to buy the biscuits because you made it easier for people to see. Now that is marketing. You understand? So now, when you now have the content behind the marketing, the same thing. Swap the product with your content. So you have a content, you wrote about the content, and you want people to see that content. Now, how will people see the content? There are ways you probably want people to, there are ways you probably follow or things you would do to make people see your content. So, like I said again, this is not something technical writers do or bother about before. But right now, you probably need to have such knowledge. And it's going to make you broad, where you'll be a technical writer that has content marketing knowledge. So if you go online, even on this call, you can browse content marketers. They have content marketers. So they are writing their own content, not the way a usual technical writer will write, where you just write to make sure everything is on point, But in this time around, You're making sure everything is on point, and you're still adding a few things that will make that content visible to a broader audience. So now, what is content marketing? I've probably explained it in a real life scenario, but let me just explain the dictionary. So content marketing is a marketing strategy used to attract, engage, and retain an audience by creating and sharing relevant articles, video, podcasts, and other media. So now the content there does not only limit to writing. It goes further to cut across the media. So you have your video, you have your audio, be the podcast, and every other media you can think about. So now let's go back again. Is a marketing strategy used to attract. So let's say you wrote about something. So there is something you need to do that would attract somebody to your content. Now they said engage. You've attracted the person, and what you have written so far need to engage the person. The person needs to probably start enjoying, reading, which is engaging there, reading, interacting with whatever you have written. Then also retain an audience by creating and sharing. Okay. Now, these are the three keywords: attract, engage, and retain. Let me use a real life example. Most of us are selling. So imagine you are selling something and you bad, let me say a bad customer service. Okay, let me use MTN or any core provider that we know. Imagine you call MTN and you're trying to explain that look at that they just deduct my credit and all that, and the customer care would like, okay, I don't know what you did, maybe mistake from your side. No, the customer service was a bit harsh to you. Within you've already made up your mind that if you just manage solve this thing, let me just maybe do this thing within this few period and resolve all these things. I will dump that line and buy a glue line or something. So I'm not trying to say empty. I have bad customer service. So just an example. So you probably want to dump it and go for another one. Same thing with maybe supermarket. Go to supermarket and the way they attended to you, you don't like it. You think the person is too rude, the person is not humble, the person you don't even like the service at all. You will, after buying that, you would stop going there and you go to another place. So imagine I want after this call, I want everyone to go back to their first assignment because I saw the first assignment, they were amazing. But I used my third eye and I saw a lot of things which I didn't like. So I want all of us to go back to what we have written. I know most of us will go back and start making changes after this call. I won't tell you what to do, the changes to make, but you probably know what changes to make. Now, you go back and you see changes to make. Okay, so you wrote an article and you sent it to somebody to probably go through what you have done. Now it's not your friend, it's somebody different. And the first thing is the person has seen it. Let's talk about that as attract. The way you made the person to come is you know the person directly this time around. So you sent it to the person, you've attracted the person to your work, and it's time for the person to engage, which you don't have any role to play. It's between the content and the user. So the person goes through your work and gets bored. Now you have broken that process chain. So that chain has been broken because you've attracted the person, but you have broken the chain of the engagement where the person couldn't engage with what you have done. The person is not feeling it at all. And if it's somebody that knows, the person will send feedback, hey, I think I got confused at this point. Like I wasn't flowing. Now that is a broken chain. So in content marketing, you make sure that your content attract, your content engage, and your content retain an audience. So now, how can you attract an audience? Anyway, I will not go deep because in our next class, there's somebody that will go deep into that. So you have a next speaker that will talk about the SEO, search engine optimization. So where you write a content and make it easy for people to find, making your content visible for your target audience. So how can you attract people to your content? So you need to apply SEO to that. Now, aside SEO, there are certain things you do several ways. One is what we all know, the general way of sharing your content on social media. So you have written a content, like it's very good. That's why we say the first assignment, share and tag. I know most of you probably get, I know I got a few messages that, hey, some people came to me and said, look at my work and all that. And I was happy. And which I said, if you did not share what you have done, you probably wouldn't have, seen. Nobody would have seen what you have done, and you wouldn't have gotten any good feedback and all that. So you share it on social media, and people get to see what you have done. That is one way. The second way is where you now apply SEO. So, like I said, I will not go too deep because we'll have the next speaker next week, this week, yeah, that would explain more on that topic, where you apply SEO features, SEO mechanisms or methods that will make your content sing. Now, let me just say a little about that. There are platforms you use that will make it easier for people to see your content. They've already engineered their platform, optimize their platform, whereby Google can easily crawl any content they have on there. You have platforms like medium.com, you have Hashnode, you have dev.to. I don't know, you have a lot of them. And you can also build your personal blog and optimize it. Now that would be a very good thing for you to do if you build your personal blog and learn how to optimize it, because that will be a good knowledge for you. When you're applying, you always see the know how to optimize content. You learn about SEO and all that. So you see it in the job description. So if it's something you have done before, it's fine. But if you have not done it, I also advise, if you have the time, I know most of you are working, but if you have the time, I would say go ahead and learn it. It will definitely benefit you going forward. All right, so this is everything you need to know about content marketing. So you're trying to make your content on the scene so that people will also engage your content and you can also retain people. So let me talk about the engaging. And so engaging is you making sure the reason for that content is, okay, let's say the reason for that content, let me say you meet the reason for the content. You want to write about, like some of us wrote about, we wrote about the first assignment. And trust me, you can also go online and check what people have gone through. Try to go through it, and you might not find a reason for the content. Some will probably have a heading that says something else, and you have the body saying something different. Or you have a heading that will probably say something else, and you're supposed to introduce. The introduction is supposed to welcome people, like you're welcoming somebody to your house. The person knows why he's coming. Okay, let me give an example. You're doing a house party. Let's say the title is house party, and you invite me. As I'm coming to your house, what I have in mind is I'm coming to a house party, and I know I'm coming to a house that they are doing party, or a party is taking place. And because it's a party, we might dance, drink, eat, and celebration and merriment. That is what you have in your head. So always make sure your title is on point, and also make sure your introduction introduces that title or that topic. So not like you're telling me you're talking about introduction to Google Mobile, and you're explaining Google Desktop. There is no relationship, no correlation there. You're telling me Your topic is introduction to Google Mobile, and I'm seeing sorry, topic is Google Mobile and introduction is Google Desktop. So, like I said, these are the things that will make people not engage with your content. So, when you write a title, make sure you introduce that title, don't introduce something else. And also make sure the content is all about that title, because the first thing that will bring somebody to your work, they attract, is your title. So you have your title that will attract me. Okay, let me use what we all do kind of here. Okay, how do they put it? Like, don't look at a fine car, try to enter to know how inside of the car looks like. So what does that mean? Yes, the car might not be fine, but just go in. Like, it doesn't work that way. If you see a very fine car, you're like, wow, this is cool. I wish I could probably, just have a look inside the car and just drive it. And imagine they give you the chance to, okay, drive the car. You just go in, the interior is like, you don't understand. You come outside. I don't know if you have seen this joke that people they are looking at the house is in the trenches, the outside. But when they go in, they will see something different. They will like, this is like the mansion. They will come outside and look at the outside, look at the door, the trenches. They will go in and it's the different mansion, it's a different building altogether. You understand? So there is no relationship between the exterior and the interior. So, but when you go to a fine mansion from the outside, you see a very clean mansion, like very beautiful. You go in and it's cool. It's okay, that's fine. You go, let's say for instance, you see Macy's this series C350. Outside is looking very fine. You open the door, you sit inside, man, the interior is wow. Now you've really enjoyed it. Now, okay, and the engagement comes when you want to start, like, where can I own it? Let me press this button. Like, you just want to be doing everything because you enjoy what you're seeing. You're trying to touch everywhere. Then the returning part is you like it. You're like, okay, how can I buy this? Because you like it and you want it to be with you. You want to probably go everywhere, drive around with that car. So now bring it back to content, what we're talking about writing. Your topic is the exterior of the car. If it's not looking fine, first of all, like, it's a turn off. It's a big time turn off. I don't think I can drive it. I know most of us here will probably see some taxi. The taxi drop, they go like, no, 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 I can't. Like, no, 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 I can't. They will just go. Some you see the outside, you stop the taxi. Wow, that stop. You go in and you're like, when everywhere is wet, like every turn, all the chairs are torn, everything is just looking haggard. Because the outside was cool, it attracted you, you went inside, that stopped me. Yeah, you won't even get where you're going to, you stop and just track the rest because you're frustrated. So that is your content if your content does not meet what it should meet. And if there is no relationship between the title and the body of the content. So that is where that taxi analogy will work for you. So, like I said, the exterior of a car, just see it as the title of your guide, of your article, or of your content. Then the body of your content is the interior of the car. So if the interior of the car is very sweet, you would want to stay in. Okay, imagine you're in a taxi. You're in taxi and you're going to a very long distance, and the weather is very hot, like a very scorching sun. Okay, honestly, now my AC is not working. You're sweating anyhow, like you're so frustrated. But you have the taxi that would on AC, everywhere is cool. You would feel comfortable. You would enjoy it. So when somebody go through your content and they are frustrated, just know that your let me say your content is like a taxi that doesn't have an AC and the window is not working. If it's raining, some taxis, if it's raining, you can't even wind up. You might well say, yeah, I can't wind up, but you have to hold the glass. Imagine you holding glass so rain will not wet you, or some people will stay in, the glass is not there. Rain will wet everybody till you get to your location. So that is like a content you would write. People will go through it and they'll get frustrated. They are not really happy about it. And they won't even read everything and they'll just go off. And one bad thing about that is when they leave, they are living with that frustration and they are giving it to other people like, man, Don't go and read this content. That guy just looks rubbish, man. I can't even understand anything. You like, give me the link so that I will not go. They will give them a link. They will let me go and check. Now, if you have, like I said, I will not explain more about the SEO. So the next speaker will talk about that. So SEO, where you have Google Analytics installed, you'll be seeing the number of persons that are coming to your blog. You will probably see that, and within you, like, man, I have 1K people. The 1K people are coming because somebody said, go and check that Momo content. They are just coming and they are going within you, like, man, I have 1K. It's up to like 1.5K. You're like, wow. But trust me, they are coming just to see, and they're not spending. So if you learn Google Analytics very well, you will have what we call bounce rate, where somebody will come and they'll just bounce up. So they're not spending more than, you see people spending less than a minute, so some few seconds. That means they just came to see something and just jump off, zoom off. And I don't think you probably want to spend a few seconds. So what are you actually, you're not reading anything. You understand? You're not spending time to read that. You have a content that says, reading this content, like Medium has that feature that will tell you, you take 5 minutes, 6 minutes to read this content, and you have somebody spending less than a minute, meaning the person did not read the content. They just glanced through a few things. Somebody actually told them about and they jump off. All right, so I've talked about the attract, I've talked about the engage, and I've talked about the retain. So have it at the back of your mind that it's important to make sure. I won't be able to go back to the first assignment after. Like I said, I know within you right now, you must be thinking, hey, it seems I missed something. Go back to your content, read through it, and you'll probably see something. And my DM is open on Slack. So if you see anything, just send me a message that, hey, I saw something, I fixed it. I will appreciate that. All right, so now the next topic we're going to talk about is building a content creation framework. So that is very, very important. So you're building a content creation framework. So remember, the content here does not mean only writing. It revolves around the writing, article, and multimedia. Multimedia is video, audio, video, audio, and text. Yeah, that's multimedia. So now, what is the content creation framework? So a content creation framework is a repeatable process that helps you outline a single piece of content while following a brand guideline. So in short, it's a strategy that guarantees consistent quality content. So now that is content framework. So I guess if you implement that in this second assignment, that will be very, very helpful. So I'll come back again. Is a repeatable, meaning is a step that you get to repeat. So it's a repeatable process that helps you outline a single piece of content. So you have a content you want to write about. So if you have a framework, a content creation framework, that framework will help you a lot. So maybe your content creation framework, you say, all my content will always have introduction, and introduction, I will have this, it will have that. Then in the body, I will make sure I have heading 1, heading 2. You have all those things sorted out. So whatever content you want to create, that framework covers it. Or you have framework for any content you want. Maybe you're talking about a guide, you're talking about just a normal tutorial, or maybe you're talking about a video tutorial. Like some people in their videos, when they want to start, they're like, hello, everyone. Some will say hi. Some will say, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. When you check all their videos, you see they are always doing welcome, welcome, which means they have a content creation framework that they follow. So it's important. So if you're writing, you need to have a content creation framework. Have a framework you have to follow that, okay, introduction is this. So that is why I gave the second assignment. So you wouldn't think You wouldn't think it's always give me somebody who just generates an outline for you. You know, like where I work, there is nothing like generate. So that's okay. This is what we have. I'll go and study about it. I will generate the outline, do everything right, go as far as editing image, creating illustration myself. So that's why I said, okay, I need to bring this here so everybody would learn how to work with it. So this is what a content framework is. It's like a guideline you have that whatever content I want to create would follow this guideline. So we have an introduction. My introduction will have an image. This will have a this. I would have a that. You have everything you want. Tailor that somewhere so that whenever you want to write any content, you just go over to that framework and you check the framework and make sure whatever you're writing follows the framework. Like some would say, okay, I don't want to have a conclusion in a guide. It's fine. Some people will have a conclusion in a guide. It's still fine. So you have your framework, you follow your framework. And you learn, it's just like a lawyer. You learn to defend your framework because you don't just go online and search for a content creation framework or content writing framework. I just copy it and boom, you start using it. You don't know the reason why they have this or reason why they have that. So if you do the first assignment and you're working on the second assignment, you should have an idea how you want your framework to look like. Okay, so that is a very, 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 very important topic in content marketing. Okay, so let's talk about how to effectively promote your content. So at this junction, I think I should take questions before I continue. So do you have any questions so far? So guys, do you have any question? Okay. So this will probably be the last talk about sorry. Hope I pronounced the name well.
Well, I think it's better today. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
So I don't know if it's me that isn't quite getting what you're saying, but I wanted to ask what the difference is between the content creation framework and information architecture, because I know we talked about information architecture earlier and how it affects the structuring of whatever technical content is being prepared. So I don't know, is it something that is under information architecture or is it something that is totally different from it?
Okay. Yeah, no, it's totally different. Information architecture is a way you organize and categorize your content so that people can easily find whatever they're looking for under your content. That is information architecture. Let's say, for example, you want to write about like the Google mobile you wrote about. You have your introduction. Then within you think the next thing that should follow that would really help people to really find the content is really explaining of the Google. Okay, if you talk about introduction, you can talk about okay, yeah, installation. Now you have that and you worked with your H1 and you worked with your H2 being a bigger header, a title, and a subtitle. So you're arranging that so that people can easily find content and you have your conclusion. Now let me use a book. So like I explained the last time, you have a book. Now the book, the first cover, you're having the table of contents where you have everything you want about the book with number. So let's say you have the introduction, you talk about what is Google Mobile, number 1, page 1, what is this, page 2, and that introduction has a range like 1 to 10. The next one, installation, has a range maybe 1 to 10 to 11, stuff like that. So, and you have your book numbered. Now you have that so that people can easily find content. So I was at page 11 and I closed this book. And I was at page 11. Once you open the book, you just go to page 11 because you know now you have easily found what you're looking for. So that is information architecture. So you're just making things easy for you, you understand, to find content. But content creation framework is just like a guideline you give yourself that any content I want to write will probably follow this standard. Now, you can now use information architecture to improve your content creation framework. So let's say maybe your content creation framework, you say, whatever content I want to write would always have an image in the introduction. Remember, the image will not help you find anything in that your content. It's just maybe improve the readability or the engagement of your content. So you added that okay, always in the introduction or after introduction, I'll add an image. Then in the conclusion, I would make sure I don't explain so much. I'll have like only 2 paragraphs or 1 paragraph, to do that. Then I will always try to observe this, observe that. I would maybe because of in that your content framework, you've added all this. I will use this, I will use that. All my content, I will use Google Writing Style Guide. Then if I'm writing about a fiction writing, I will use MLA Writing Style Guide. You not added all that. Now, those will help you, guide you, whatever content you want to write. You open your framework, you see everything you want about the content, and you write it according to what you have in your framework. So I hope that helps.
Yes, yes, it
All right.
does. Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
All right. Welcome. So let's hear from Choma.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good evening.
Please, I wanted to ask, is telling story in your content a bad content, or is it applicable? Like I've seen most content, they used to tell 1 or 2 stories before they proceed to what they are talking about. I don't know whether it's applicable in technical writing too, or is not applicable.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for that question. Now, this question is making me laugh because I did an interview and the interviewer was asking me this question as he wants to learn. I was like, am I here to teach you or I'm here to to try to defend myself or sell myself to you? So it's wrong in technical writing to have stories because the user is not there to read stories. One thing about technical writing is the whatever target audience, your whatever audience you're targeting, their mission is for them to know how to do something. The technical writing is more about the how to. You understand? So if you start adding so much stories, you would see like a developer, he will just go and look for what he's looking for. He will not even notice that your story go to that point of what brought him there and fix it. Or imagine you're writing about a step-by-step guide on how to use the Google mobile like the first assignment, and you're writing stories in the introduction or after the introduction. That would now reduce this engagement I talked about. So when the person is reading it, like I'm not supposed to be seeing these stories. I just want to know how to install, work with Google Mobile, and you're telling me how when you're using the Google Mobile, you face this problem. I didn't come to that content to listen or to read about how you face the problem. I just want to see how you solve that problem. So I will solve my own problem and I move on. So that is technical writing for you. So it doesn't have any business with stories. So don't tell stories in technical writing. Probably maybe you're talking about if you're doing content writing where you are focusing more on the non-technical part of it, you're just talking on the surface level of a product or a tool, then you can now, write a little story about that. Also, adding emojis and putting things like congratulations, like those are not needed because the person is just there. Like, let me give an example. Ask yourself right now, you go through the content and you want to know, let's say your phone is hanging, you want to know how to make your phone to go off that hanging mode. If you just go and you start seeing stories, you'll be very much angry. You might even, maybe the person talked about how to fix that problem because the stories will just push you away. You go out and you start going to other page to check. But when you go use like okay, how to make your phone not to hang, these are the steps you need to follow. You were like, okay, let me follow the steps and see. You start following the steps, and once you solve the problem, if there is a section to give a thumbs up, you will give a thumbs up because that content helped you solve that problem. Which means what we're talking about today, the content marketing aspect of the engagement, has been fulfilled on that content. But if you start adding stories, person will just, be like, this is not what brought me here. I think this person might be adding more stories. I don't want to waste my time. Let me go and look for who will just help me do this. Even myself, when I check videos, if I see you talk too much, you're not even going, I will fast forward it. If you're still talking, I will just go off and look for a video that will just go straight to the point because I don't want to waste time. And that is technical writing. But if it's any other writing, maybe creative writing or copywriting where you're trying to sell a product, that is where you tell more stories to convince me to buy and use this tool than the one I'm using or probably other competitors. Right?
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Welcome. So let's see from Victoria.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for that explanation of the stories. So, I wanted to ask: is content plan like a part of the framework? Let's take, for example, okay, we want to be consistent with posting like maybe one article per week on Ashnode or Dev2, and then is content plan part of content creation framework? That's first question. The second question is when you mentioned content creation, I started to just research on it. Can we go online and then research on content framework and then maybe try to adapt and find samples online and then maybe try to learn and adapt to some frameworks that are online, then adapt them in our writings basically.
Yeah, sure. It is allowed. So, because since you're learning, it would be very nice to work with an existing, um, maybe call it a template or call it a framework. But it would be also nice to know the reason why they have that, why they created that content framework. So you might not, they might not write it out, but if you look at it, let me say, for example, you have a content template that has within it that, okay, you're going to use in all our content, we're going to use Google Writing Style Guide. We'll make sure we observe information architecture. We'll make sure we add at least 5 or 2 to 3 images to help explain. Within you probably know, okay, yes, now this is clear to me. You understand? But some might not explain it in a way you understand why they have those features there. Then you probably need to, I would say, discard it instead of using something you don't know why it was there. So that would help you now create your own going forwards. Okay, this is now from what I've read so far from people and for the framework that I've used. I've learned that these are the reasons why they did this, and you would now find your own reason why you need to either remove what they have or add more to what they have. So you call that your own content writing framework. And also during an interview, that would be a very awesome thing to say. Imagine you're talking about what you have done and you tell them you have a content writing framework. They'll be so wow, like, okay, so you have what you feel like a guideline. So yeah, so which if I join the company, I will, if they don't have anyone, I will have to employ my, you might even find some time like myself, I will like excuse them to share my screen, just show them what I use and all that. They will like, okay, just trying to sell yourself. So this would be a good point. So your first question, sorry, I didn't get it.
I was asking if having a content plan for maybe like the blog is part of the content creation framework.
Okay, having a content plan for a blog. Yes, you can also add that for that. All right. So any other question, Victoria?
No, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. So let's hear from Bassy. Thanks, George. Patience, George. Hi, Bassy. Hi, Bassy.
Hi, good evening. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, please, I want to find out how is a content development framework different from a style guide, since they're both like guiding the writer on how to actually put up their content. Like, how are they different, the style guide and the framework?
Hey, well, this is a very tough question, though. Okay, the framework is like bundling everything It's like bundling everything you want for a particular content, not just on the not just about the writing, but everything that has to do with that content. Now, like I said earlier, the content does not so mean it's only for writing. It's everything about the media. So you can have a content creation framework for your video, for your audio, and also for your text. Now, if it's for text, it's different from the Google Style Guide, because the writing style guide is just guiding you on what you add in your content. What you add in the sense like maybe how you use your pronouns, maybe second person, first person, or third person pronoun, how you do your listing, how you do your what other feature? They have so many features there. Even how you start your sentence, how you end your sentence, how you do this and how you do that. That is where the Google Writing Style Guide covers. But Google Writing Style Guide doesn't include information architecture being the IA, where it tells you this is how you get to do this to make sure your content is you can find the content. It doesn't include that part. So that is where your content creation framework comes in. It bundles everything that you need. Yes, I want my content to have this. I want my content to have images in page 1 and page 2, which you can find in the Google Writing Style Guide. So the Writing Style Guide just focuses on the writing, giving you a guide on how you write your content to give it a consistent look. Now, I know there is a correlation also because what are they calling it? Your content creation framework, in which you would create yourself, would make your content also consistent across all your documentation, where if somebody can have a hold of that, they will see that, okay, this is why you're having 3 images here, 2 images here. That is consistency across. So, like I said, the content creation framework bundles everything, while the writing style guide just focuses on the content itself, your writing, to make sure your writing follows the guide. Your writing starts with this, your writing ends with this, you use this pronoun, you use the adverb like this, you capitalize like that, you don't capitalize like this. So that is what it focuses on. But where you have your content creation framework covers much more than that, where you have images that I want my image to be big. So if you get to introduction, I want my image to be big. So you have a reason for that. If you get to maybe after the second or third image, the third image will always be this size. The fourth image, if there is any, will always be smaller than the first image. And all my images, I need to label my images with a tool. Maybe you can use any tool. So I need to label my images with this, so that covers much more than the Google Writing Style, or let me call it a writing style guide. So I hope I answered the
All right.
question, Pasi.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
All right. Thank you. So let's hear from Waize.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wisdom, for this topic. And I believe it's really it's something we understood under the content framework. It's just like a guideline that will help us and write up whatever the topic is. But please, like some days now, I've been having issues with my Visual Studio Code. I can't even access it. I can't create new folders. And now, to even have access to the Git, this thing, I don't even know how to use it. Please, I don't know how to get about it.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that. So, what group are you? Yeah. Hello, Wednesday. What group are you?
Team Ruby.
Team Ruby. So, BB, maybe you get to contact the mentor. So, you meet your mentor for that. So, your mentor will probably help you on that,
All right. Thank you, sir.
because I will take a lot of time on this for you. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So, let's continue. Hearing myself. Is anybody not on mute? Moise, can you mute?
No, no, I don't know what's going on. Sorry, no.
All right. Okay, thank you. Let's go back to the last part of this. All right, so how to effectively promote your content. And I've probably touched base on this earlier on. So there are so many ways. So the first and most efficient, I would say, is sharing your content on social media. It's very, 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 very important. So whatever, even not even our assignment, whatever you have written, share it on social media. It's very important. Like it's as important as anything, because that would help make your content visible so that people can see your content. That is a very efficient way for people to see your content. So now, talking more about that sharing on social media, it involves your activity on social media. So if you're this type of person that you use any social media platform just for, let me just go online and read what people have done, you don't interact with other people's posts or tweets or messages. You don't interact, you just go and you look and you jump off. You understand? So it's important for you to interact. If not, this first and most efficient step would not work for you. Let's use Twitter, for example. Have you dropped a tweet and 30 minutes you go, nobody has liked anything, but you check the views, you're seeing 1K, 1.1K views. Within you, like, not even 5% out of this one other person will say, let them just like this thing. I don't know if you've kind of observed that before. That means that you are not how am I going to call it, like Pastor Chris will say you're the anyhow person. So you're doing anyhow. Yes, that's true. You're doing anyhow because I would ask myself, why would I like her tweet or why would I like his tweet when he doesn't even interact with any of my own at all? Let me just, yeah, I've seen it. Let me go screw up. And that is it. I've answered somebody that viewed and I didn't interact. So always make sure you try to interact with people's tweets, people's messages, people's posts, maybe on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, WhatsApp or something. Even on WhatsApp, you are the type that you would, I know most of the ladies do that. You just had they put this security stuff where you hide. You view status, nobody will know you view status. And I guess there is a punishment for that. As you're hiding and view status, that is your own status now will be hidden from the other people, or they also view your status and you won't know anybody, and you know anybody viewed your status. So there is a penalty. I think WhatsApp has a penalty for that, a direct penalty that will reach the person. So which is wrong. But imagine you always, stray bullet has gotten to Suzanne. That's good for you. So imagine you view people's status and you try to interact. Once in a while, you just go and send the message, hey, this is funny. You would see them reciprocate. They will also come to your own destiny and also check your status and drop a message. Yeah, this is that. Yeah, that interactivity, that engagement would now make when you post your own important content or important message, they will see it and they will now respond to it. Not just on WhatsApp, you also do that on Twitter. Some people will go on Twitter, they will look at people's work and it's as if it's none of their business. They will jump off. That is how other people look at your work and it's none of my business too. Let me just go my way. And you would be like, even if it's like 5%, like, because there is an algorithm for Twitter where if one person likes, if anybody, like one person likes your content, the person's followers, at least probably more than 50% would see that content. So, which means if imagine 20% of those followers of that person actually need that content or the content is important to them, they would interact and probably follow you and start to engage more. you've gotten some followers, you've gotten people that will actually want to see what you have done, or you even get some recruiters that would now, okay, yeah, send a message. I saw what you posted from somebody's listening, and I think it's interesting. Would you like to work with us and stuff like that? That would be cool. Most of us here, we go on LinkedIn and we take LinkedIn too serious. LinkedIn is not a serious place. They are making LinkedIn look like a place for mental health problem solution or something. Because everybody goes on LinkedIn and they are just too serious. Like a post, they won't like a post. Reshare a post, they won't reshare a post. Comment on the post, they will like it's as if people that are on LinkedIn have mental problem. They will just go and they'll be too serious. Now, LinkedIn is a place where you get to sell yourself more because you have many recruiters there. So when you interact with people's posts and you write a content and somebody just like and comment, what if their followers? They have most of their followers are recruiters. Meaning at least half of the recruiters will see it. And if it interests them or if it's something or a content they are looking for, they will not reach out to you because most of them have the premium package. They'll just send you a message that, hey, we saw this stuff and I think it's very cool. And I think we need somebody like you. You have probably gotten a job because of a very simple thing by liking your friend's post, interacting with your friend's post, and it gets to your turn, your friend wants to reciprocate, and boom, you get a job. And you won't even know it's because of your friend. So that is how it works. So I said, let me just explain this first part because I know most of us now will just start sharing. Don't just share. First of all, interact so that your friends will see a reason to want to interact on your own post. Else, you will see 1,100 and something views, no interaction at all, which is very, very bad. So it doesn't mean, okay, now let me use, for instance, we have this tech Twitter influencer, somebody like Hacksutan. He does something that is funny, and sometimes it annoys me. I'll wake up maybe around 12 or thereabout, and I'll see, hey, Twitter assemble. I was like, what kind of rubbish is this? Now, when I go to the tweet, I will see 100 and something. I wonder what are they assembling here? Everybody's just rushing to interact with that. Now I've seen that because people went there to click. So what if people didn't see that as anything reasonable for them to, and nobody interacts with that? I won't see it. But because my friends, I'm not even following him to start with. I'm not following him. But I always see that because most of my followers, they just go there and click on their, always like the assemble. And I'll be seeing the assemble whenever I probably on my Twitter. Now that's how it works. So if you're interactive, whatever you post, your friends will like it. And your friends' friends will see it. Or your friends' followers will see it and nobody knows. So what if I actually want to assemble? I will join them and assemble, you understand? So it's very important to interact with people's posts. There is no bigmatism here. There is no age grade. I'm bigger than this person. Why would I like his or her post? Trust me, many people that will give you a job might even be your younger brother's age. Now, I know this person and this, so let's just try to make sure whatever we have in our mind, just take it out and interact with people's posts. Try to interact so they will interact with your own. They will see a reason to interact with your own. Okay, you also assembly. Okay, all right. So the next is now where you will now share that to your friends. Let me say friends and family. Now you have shared to social media, everybody, including your friends and family, are following you anywhere. But now is where you send it direct to your friends and family. So what I explained a few minutes ago also implies to that. So if you're my friend and we don't interact, you don't talk to me. Okay, no, let me, for example, there are friends that we have. I know I will see more stray bullets coming in the chat. So there are friends that we have that if they need money, that is when they would know. Okay, let me say, if they need help, that is when they would now call you. They don't call you because they want you guys to just talk. It's because they need help and they will call you. And that is when they will, hey, Yafa, or send a message. And within you, you just know that this person needs money. For sending me message, I know this person needs money. You understand? So if that person send you I wrote an article. You like, are you sure at the end of this article, the person will not say, I need money? You will not read. You will not read at all. You will like, maybe at the end, if you get to the conclusion now, you say, please, I beg, if you help me with like 5K, I'm suspecting this person. You will not read the content because the person has brought him or herself to look like I'm this part. I always come to you when I need help. So also try not to be that kind of friend that goes to you because they need help. You understand? It's important so that when you post your content, they would know. There are friends, that if the person call you, you see the missed call, you immediately want to call the person because this person would not say nonsense. He's always this, straightforward kind of person. You would let me return the call immediately. But for me, like there are some missed calls I will see. I'll say, thank God this is a missed call. I will be very happy that that's a missed call. So try to, I would say, repair your relationship with your friends. Try to appear serious. I did not say appear serious. You didn't like working class person on everything. Try to be that person that people want to hunger. They will have that hunger to see you. They will have that hunger to want to hear from you. And when you drop something, they will like, this not that important thing. Let me check it out. And when they check it out, you're like, okay, this is the content I've written. Can you help me share? And this, they will be like, I'll help you because you're my very good friend. But once you see that they're going to help me share, you're like, no, I'm not help you share. So it's important for us to make sure we also work on that. Then you also engage with your community. So this is the community, even if this is a program, it's still a community. Everybody is still together. You have access to chat with your people in the group and also general. You have a general channel. So try to interact with people. We have a section for content where you can go and post your content you have written. Even if it's not assignments, just post it there. People will get to see it. So same thing applies to this. When somebody posts content, you go to the content and like, hey, I've read it. It's fine, man. This is cool, man. I love how you explain this part. When you post your own, that person will also go and check and read and like this is it. It works everywhere. It works everywhere. You imply it in everything. So not just on the social media or your close friends. It works in the community. There are people in the community that one person will like, this person is the only person I know that if I post something, the person will interact. So let me use an example, like a real life example, and the person is here. Okay, there are two persons, I probably say. We have Sotonye. I've never seen a post on probably my own Twitter. He doesn't um, react, and most especially on the community Twitter, he reacts, write message, retweet, and like him and is it Push here or something? Like two of them, they always react to that. So that's why myself, if I just see anything from him, I'll go and write, I'll go and retweet, I'll go and do this. The same thing, it applies everywhere in the community, in the family, everywhere. So even most of us that have rats in our homes, there is a relationship you have with the rats. You tell the rats, or you've spoiled things too much, or if you leave next week, let me survive. The rat will quietly leave. But if you don't have a good relationship, the rat will spoil everything for you. So try to create that relationship. Okay. Okay, now this other point is not what I would want to say, want to promote. So this is pay to promote. This normally implies to companies, organizations that have money, that they've written the content and they want people to see. You understand? They would now probably pay social media influencers and all that to go ahead and post what they have done. Like sometimes you see Twitter, you see the ads, you see one particular tweet almost everywhere. You go on Google, you see it. So that is pay to promote. So that way you are now paying so that people can see your content. So, but as you're starting out, even as a writer right now, I think you leverage more on organic, call it organic, meaning you didn't pay for it, it came naturally. People just come and see that. So I would say work more on your organic skill than the ads. The ad what they call it, that they've changed the name, where you get to pay for ads. You understand? So then another point is I call them social media influencers. Those that can influence people like Hak Sultan that can influence. Now that have so many followers. So you try to build a relationship with them where they can easily now promote what you have done. Promoting is just as simple as liking your content. Like if Hack Sultan likes your content, that would be so like it has almost is it almost 90 something thousand followers. So if he likes your content, your meaning you have over 50,000 persons to see that content. So you need to probably look for a way to have that close relationship with these people. Most of the times you go to an event, you try to reach out to them. I know it's kind of difficult for most of them to want to interact with some persons, maybe follow you and all that. But like Sotonya, I don't think I'm following Sotonya, but I sometimes I just go and search for his name and see what he has done and just like it. So that is how it works. So then okay, which is to connect with them. Now the next one is to ask to include your content. So like we have our blog right now, and our blog is well optimized. So, and we'll be reaching out to a few persons to also include their content. And you can also reach out to us if you have a content, you can also include your content on our own blog. So that way, once you include your content, we'll now share your content to our own followers, and that will make it easier for people to see what you have written. So these are I'll call it a few ways you can promote your content, because the main essence of content marketing is to promote your content. Now, like I explained before, you have the attract, you have the engage, and you have the retain. So if you can have all this in your content has passed. If it's a Nigerian school, you want to go to university, you've crossed cutoff mark, you have 250 in jump. But if it doesn't meet, which means you have 120, so you're going to have an Ikoku. You're not going to UNN. So right now, UNN is the content marketing how am I going to cut off mark. But if you don't get up to 250 and you're having 120, you're going to have an Ikoku, college of education. You're not going to university. So let's just think of it that way. So go back after this call, go and check your content, and you'll probably see things you want to change. Okay, guys, I think we have to end it here. So if you have any question, you can bring.
Okay, I would like to add a few things.
All right.
Okay, so based on the tips that you've shared for taking content marketing as technical writers, I just wanted to point out that because content marketing is not just only now for people who are hoping to go into freelancing. So even those that have the heart that you want to have a full-time role, you want to work as a full-time technical writer, you have a blog, you have your website where you write and promote your own personal branding. So you see content marketing for you now as a way to showcase your own brand, your personal brand as a technical writer. So I'm just going to point out a few tips based on the effective strategies that we've already learned on how to protect and promote our content. One of which is understand your audience. As much as you want to write and you want to do content that you want people to engage with, you want to promote content that you want to go to, that you want to reach a lot of people, you have to understand the exact audience you are writing for, and then include in those places what are you trying to solve, who are these audiences, what do they care about, what are their interests. So by understanding your audience, once you put out content that aligns with them, you are able to get sincere and organic reaches because your audience,
the content you are writing relates with them. Also, you should try as much as you can to focus on the value that you are adding to people. There are a lot of topics you would ever think of. Majority of them have been written around already by someone. That doesn't stop you from writing your own content, but with what you are writing, how is it adding value to people? How is your content different from other contents that are already available on the internet? Focus on adding value based on what you write. Focus on adding value with your niche, and then use a content calendar. It is easy. It helps you stay more organized. It helps you know what to promote and at what time. It helps you engage with your audience. Use a content calendar, and then above all, once you have used all the tips that has been sharing to social media, to for it to also reach more people, and if this is something you want to really be invested in, you have to pay for promotion. Promote your content. You on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. There are paid packages you could have where you run promotions on your content, and then subsequently it will also begin to fetch you money for you. So I just had this and I just decided to share. It is not just for those that are going to be going into full-time freelancing or technical writing. Content marketing is very powerful. It helps you connect, it helps you drive traffic to your website, to your audience, and it hones your skills and promotes you as a technical writer. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. So I have one question here. They said, what of friends and family that are not tech inclined? So the person is talking about sharing your content. So those that are not tech inclined, they have friends that are tech inclined. So that is how the circle works. So they would share it. Now, even if they have friends, even if their friends of friends are not tech inclined, they will keep sharing to that tech inclined person would see it. And your content might even make a non-techie want to be a techie. So the person will invest his or her time to read your content, and your content will probably might, more like some persons that have probably posted this. I know people must have reached out to them and, hey, I love how you explain this now, and I understood this very well. So how can I get started? That is how it starts. Because why? What you wrote was very interesting, it was very engaging, and they are now interested in what you did and they want to probably do stuff like that. So what I explained today in content marketing is just, I call it the tip of the iceberg. It's very, very, very huge. So we don't have much time to talk about everything. There is no much time. And I don't want to just say talk on the shallow part of it. That's why I took my time to just pick a few points and explain in depth. So that will probably go a long way than talking about 17 points without going in depth. You won't probably get much. So you can take your time and go through it. So what I want to do is from now onwards is to also look for other courses or other there any course in line with any topic we do. So your mentors will share it with you. You go home and take your time. After the class, you have that course to also finish the course while you also do your assignment. I know it's kind of stressful, but at the end of the day, it's yourself you're improving. That is what. And again, you probably know how to manage yourself. Like most of you are working. So maybe if I come back from work, the only problem I have is those that are living in Lagos. I don't know how you do this, but if you're living in Lagos and you're here, I would say you're the strongest. Victoria. I would say you people are the strongest in this program because I have a few of my friends in Lagos, and sometimes I'll call after 9. I like, I'm very far from my home. I left work by 6. I was like, are you coming? Are you going from Lagos to Abuja? Or it says yeah, it's within Lagos, so somewhere that will take you 30 minutes to take you like 6 hours. I can't imagine that. So you guys are trying so much, and what is your muzzle? All right, so thank you guys. So do you have any question before we wrap up?
We are fast spending. I think they should drop questions on the channel if they have any more questions.
Okay, all right.
So thank you so much everyone for joining today's class. Don't forget the attendance for today. A few persons have already started sending in their thoughts to the social media handle. Just to iterate again, remember you have learnt it. Repair your social media relationships. So part of which is what you have to do today. Engage on the platform on social medias and send in the things you have learned today. That is how we mark that yes, you attended classes. Thank you so much, guys, and have a beautiful night rest, morning rest, wherever you are.
All
Have a
right.
good week, guys.
Good night. Thank you.